That's Harris Ace Hardware. Harris Ace is your place for Yeti coolers, Traeger grills, Costa de Mar sunglasses, Calcutta Renegade coolers, plus Harris Ace is your hometown dealer for yellow wood treated lumber. Harris Ace will not be undersold on price, so you know you're getting the best price at Harris Ace. Your favorite place for hardware and lumber supplies is Harris Ace Hardware, West Cherry Street in Jesup.
Time now for a look latest in local sports. In sports, it's all about college bowl season. This Saturday, the two semifinal championship games are set at 4 p.m. It's Notre Dame and Clemson down in Texas for the Cotton Bowl, and then Saturday night down in Miami in the Orange Bowl at 8 p.m. It's Alabama and Oklahoma. Clemson and Bama with several players out due to suspensions. Other teams dealing with players not playing in fear of injury and hurting themselves in the draft. DeAndre Baker, Georgia's defensive back in that category, opting not to play in the Sugar Bowl New Year's night against Texas. That's going to hurt as Texas has a talented wide receiver who is playing in the game. Several bowl games. Thursday, Duke blows out Temple in the Independence Bowl 56-27. Wisconsin blows out Miami in the Pinstripe Bowl. Mark Richt's team turned the ball over 5 times, lost 35-3 to the Badgers. And Baylor downs Vandy, the first SEC team in a bowl game this year. Vanderbilt loses to Baylor 45-38 in the Academy Outdoors Texas Bowl. More bowling today begins in Nashville with the Music City Bowl, Purdue against Auburn. Then it's the Camping World Bowl in Orlando, Florida. West Virginia and Syracuse down in Orlando. And tonight the Alamo Bowl out in San Antonio, Texas, Iowa State, and Washington State. Saturday the action begins with the Peach Bowl in Atlanta, Florida, and Michigan. The Belk Bowl also on Saturday afternoon in Charlotte, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Virginia, and the Arizona Bowl, Arkansas State, and Nevada, that also early in the afternoon. Then the fun begins. The two semifinal games are set for tomorrow. Both favorites are double-digit favorites by the odds makers in Vegas. Before I give my picks, again, take note I missed the last 9 games in a row. Missed all 3 Thursday, the 4 Wednesday, as I had Tech, Miami, Vandy from the SEC, all losers. So believe me, the championship game on January 7th will be Oklahoma and Clemson because I'm going with Notre Dame and Bama on Saturday. Clemson-Notre Dame game starts it off. Clemson without one of their best defensive players due to suspension. 3 players in all not being able to play due to being tested positive for some kind of drug that they state they don't know what they took. The trip for the Tigers, again, has been focused on that, but I've got the Irish. The one weakness of the Clemson Tigers this year has been their pass defense. Against South Carolina, they gave up over 500 yards in the air. The week before that, they gave up 400 in the air. Irish can throw the ball, run the ball enough to keep it close. And with the luck of the Irish, I've got Notre Dame in the big upset on Saturday, moving on to beat the ultimate national champion, the Crimson Tide of Alabama. This is what Nick Saban does. He wins national championships, and his team will score at will against Oklahoma defense, which plays no defense. Sooners will score some points as Kyler Murray, a dynamic quarterback, but he'll have trouble running against the Tide defense. I don't look for this one to be close. I've got Bama winning something like 42-17. So I've got Notre Dame and Alabama on January 7th. Again, full disclosure, currently 0-9 in the last 9 bowl games. So it's a lot. Clemson and Oklahoma happy on Saturday night and meeting January 7th for the title. NFL football, last regular season games this Sunday. Jaguars at Houston. Blake Bortles gets to start as quarterback for Jacksonville. Came in relief last Sunday, took the team to victory. Gets to start. Many believe it'll be his last starter quarterback in a Jacksonville uniform. From all reports, the Jacksonville Jaguars looking to move on from Blake Bortles after the season, after they signed him to a 3-year extension before the season for $54 million. In his defense, the offensive line has suffered many injuries. He still doesn't have a number 1 wide receiver. His biggest deficiency, though, is he keeps turning the ball over, and that drives Tom Coughlin crazy. Coughlin looking for an experienced quarterback. Names like Joe Flacco and Eli Manning is still being mentioned as the next quarterback down in Jacksonville. Falcons looking to close it out with a win on Sunday. There will be at Tampa at 1 o'clock. Have the game for you on Big Dog Country. Falcons won last week over Carolina on the road. Matt Ryan and Julio Jones had a big day. Look for much of the same on Sunday against Tampa. Several games with NFL playoffs on Sunday. Ravens get the AFC North title with a win over Cleveland. If they lose to Baker Mayfield and company, the Steelers can win and get in if they defeat Cincinnati. Vikings and Eagles fighting it out for the last NFC playoff spot. Playoffs in the NFL begin next week. The Super Bowl in Atlanta on the first Sunday in February. Locally in sports, high school basketball teams are in Crisp County tonight. Both the girls and boys team playing. Boys lost over this past weekend to Westover, 57-50 the final, only their second loss of the season. Region play gets underway the first of the year. January 4th, the teams will be in Waycross to take on the Gators. That's a Friday night. a week from tonight. Then on Tuesday, January the 8th at home, the Jackets host the Statesboro Blue Devils. And the countdown to Wayne County baseball is underway. Again, the Jackets have their first scrimmage on Tuesday, February 5th at Howard Belmore Field, taking on Vidalia. Again, they'll be practicing as soon as the Christmas break is over, and baseball will be here before you know it, February 5th, taking on the Indians of Vidalia. That's going to do it for latest in local sports. Sports is brought to you each and every day at this time by friends at Harris Ace Hardware.